Hi folks, we've just taken a delivery and let's show you how we get our clothes supplied to us from our supplier. Right, well, as you know, we predominantly stock black and white t-shirts, which we keep approximately about 10 of each size in these little plastic drawers here, as you've probably seen before. And every now and again we get sort of people who private message us. If we don't do a bulk order, we're getting small little one-offs or maybe small little batches of orders that come through via Facebook. People know of you, will come to you via Facebook. And also, I also get emails sent to me as well in the private messages on YouTube, for example, where someone wants a t-shirt or a hoodie done or whatever. So we had an email from a chap who just wanted one hoodie done with his own logo. He actually designed the logo and he showed us basically in an email what he required and could we do it for him. So I'll just show you. So as you can see, he just sent us a little email there showing basically what he wanted, and he had his graphic and he wanted a black hoodie, and then he come back with a slightly different updated version, which was this one here. As you can see, he's added the playing cards on the top. Very nice and simple. Now I chose to do this in the t-shirt black vinyl papers transfers. So I'll just show you what I've actually done. I've actually printed this out. It was all sized up and everything. I asked him to send me the image, which he has done, and this is it on the PC. So as you can see here, here's the image, and it's come out perfectly. I've actually taken, this is the t-shirt transfer for dark t-shirts, and I've actually cut around the image with the craft cutter. So all you would basically do, you take this into your Cameo silhouette software, you get the outline, and it cuts perfectly around the edge. If I can just lift up there, as you can see there, look, I've actually lifted it up off the transfer, so it's easy to peel. Now, normally, as I've said to you before, what I would normally do, if a black t-shirt graphic had writing on, I would normally do the writing separately as opposed to trying to cut out individual letters. But I'm sure you can see the way this has been designed, it's been designed so the actual writing overlaps onto the main part of the image. And not only that, the bits where it does overhang, the writing's all sort of joined up, as you can see there, look. So there's no issues there about having a sort of writing on a black t-shirt transfer if it's actually part of the image itself. And as you can see there, that looks absolutely fine, and there's no reason for me to change this writing and try and use vinyl. So in this sort of instances, you can use the black t-shirt transfers for writing, providing you haven't got to cut all the little, as you see, all the O's there and the little bits in between the letters are all blacked out anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, there's the image. I've done two just in case he ever wants another one. So that's the image there. And if I come over here, we've just had this delivery. We ordered these t-shirts literally yesterday from our supplier, and again, straight away the next day they've all turned up. We've got a zipped hoodie. We've got the classic pullover hoodie in black for a medium. That's for our customer, and another batch of t-shirts there for another customer in different colours. That's what we've got, and it did come the next day. We ordered this yesterday afternoon. Here we've got our zipped hoodie. There's one there. This is our hoodie for our black graphic, and I think there should be a batch of different coloured t-shirts in here if I'm right. Yeah, purple, stonewashed, charcoals. Yeah, there's loads of t-shirts there. I think there's about 10 in total there. So as you can see, you don't really need to hold stock. If you've got a good supplier, you can basically advertise for anything, knowing that you're going to get it the next day. Sure, I mean, if this was just ordering one garment, for example, like a hoodie, then I think the delivery cost for the next day delivery is something like £6. So you really want to make that worthwhile and probably bundle together, like as I say, what we've got here. The customer's obviously got to pay the shipping anyway, so the shipping cost has been covered anyway for all these t-shirts, so we're not out of pocket with regards to shipping, even though it's a small delivery cost. So just something to be aware of there. But try and bundle up your little orders and say, yeah, it'll be ready at the end of the week, and you probably have 2 or 3 or whatever other orders that you can, or even restock in your own t-shirts. If you feel you might need to do that just to cover the cost of the shipping, just restock on your own t-shirts and keep them up to your quota of 10 or 5 or 8 or however many you decide to keep in stock. So let's take a look at our hoodie. Now again, we use these, in this case we're using these casual classic hoodies. This is a medium one, and Sharon tends to like the quality of these ones. So I've gone with her on this. As you can see, this one's a casual classic, as you can probably see there. There we go, it's a medium, and they've got these sort of the darker type hood strings, so to speak. So Sharon prefers these, and so that's what I'm going to use in this instance. So again, very, very similar to the t-shirt pressing. We pull the hoodie on and make sure all your collars are out of the way, and your hood and that, make sure they're all out of the way before you sort of press the garment. Now you have got a pocket on here. Now lucky enough you've got the soft pad underneath which sort of sinks into it, but you can get inserts which go into, I haven't got them, but I'm going to get them. I keep meaning to get them, but I've just never really got round to it. And that is the soft cushions, the Teflon cushions that slide in between the garment. So you're not pressing down on that and you're getting full impact on the actual transfer. But I'm just going to press this anyway for the moment, just to get the moisture out. And again, we give a quick 5-second blast. It's purely to get the moisture out, nothing more. And as you can see the steam, I don't know if you can see that there, but the steam indicates just that there is moisture in the garment. You can actually feel it. It might feel cold, because they've probably been sitting in the warehouse, I would imagine. So you've got to take that moisture out, because that literally can affect your garment being transfer or vinyl sticking. But again, I'm doing the whole garment. As I said, these have probably been sitting in a storage room somewhere and getting damp. And not only that, they've probably been folded pretty roughly, and this just makes the thing look a lot better for your customer. Now again, one of the things that people normally ask, oh, where do I put the graphic? Where does that go? Where can I put that? Well, you can have them in the centre. Most people do that. You can have it as a breast logo, and you've got to decide, depending on the size of the garment, where you think the best place is for it. So, and what we tend to do as well is that, for example, if this chap comes back to us in the future, we want to know that we've placed, or we're going to place the garment in exactly the same place. So what we do, we make a note of how far down it comes and how far in from the sleeve to the either top or whatever of the actual transfer, so that we know that if we get any more, we'll put them back in exactly the same place. So he would have his own folder on our computer, and in there will be a little notepad note stating where the location of the graphic was. And what I normally tend to find is if you actually come down from the corner where the collar is, whether it's this maybe could be a sweatshirt, could be a t-shirt, or it could be a hoodie like this, you sort of, if you come down in a straight line from the actual collar, that gives you an indication of possibly where you want to put the graphic, which looks to be in a nice place. So I'll just hold that out of the way, move that out of the way, and I'd stand back and have a look, because you want to make sure that it's also in the straight line. And this is where having straight lines and long rulers can definitely help, because the pit of the sleeve, as you can see, from pit to pit there, that's going across the t-shirt or the garment. So you're looking at getting that parallel with that, and so I can see that that's a little bit out there. So once I'm happy with the orientation and the straightness of it, there we go, like that. So my tape measure is going across from armpit to armpit, and I'm looking for the line to be parallel with that, and I can see that that is there. Looking at the armpit, I'm probably about a couple of inches, or maybe 2.5 inches. We're 2 inches up from the bottom of the armpits there, and that's where I think looks okay for it to be pressed into place. Now, as I say, that will change. The only constant you'll have with a larger garment, for example, is the actual starting location, which is across from pit to pit. And then obviously if it's a bigger garment, you obviously judge accordingly. From this size garment, it looks like 2 inches is going to be fine. That's going to put us in the right location. And that down from the collar, the bottom of the collar line, is approximately 3.5 inches down. Right, so I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to take our small sheet, because don't forget we can't actually stick this down and just cover that up. I'm happy with that location. And then I'm going to bring these over just to add a bit of weight to it, because I'm going to be moving this over to the heat press now and flinging that up there. So I know that that's in its correct location. So let's put this back on the heat press and get it pressed. So just gently slide it across. Again, no effort in doing that. Unfold. We've already got one covered up. I can pull this out if I want. It makes life a little bit easier, because you've got to tuck the head on over the back there with these. Fold the sleeve over. Just bring that into place. I'm going to cover the whole garment with the Teflon sheet, just to make sure we don't get no unsightly lines. And then we're going to press this for 30 seconds and leave that now for its 30 seconds. And then don't forget, we don't want to peel that off hot. We want to let it cool down, and then we'll take the Teflon coats off. Right, there we go. I'm just going to turn that off for the moment. Don't need that on now. So, as I say, I'm not going to take that Teflon coat off yet. That one. This one's okay. And again, this is a cool peel jobby. So I'll just bring that over onto there. Right, okay then, so let's pull this off and see what we're left with. Here we go. There's our graphic. That will be put in the post this afternoon to our customer. And as I say, we could have done that in vinyl, but because it was attached to the actual garment itself, we didn't bother. So this is good enough. This will do the job lovely. And yeah, that's it. So that's how we've attached that little dark t-shirt transfer graphic to a hoodie. Right, so that's the hoodie out the way. I've just got to do some graphics now on these multicoloured t-shirts, as you've seen, which we got there. Another 10 in total. So I'll see you again in the next vid, and until then, bye for now.